24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is MM Radio.
Are you ready for triple shots on the rocks? The 24-hour music bar.
Budweiser presents Real American Heroes.
Real American Heroes.
Today we salute you, Mr. Wrecking Ball Operator.
Mr. Wrecking Ball Operator.
You do what lesser men can only dream about. You smash great big things into little bitty pieces.
Totally awesome.
42 stories of brick, mortar, and iron? No problem. You'll have it down by lunch.
Bring it all down.
Some might say your job is easy, but never to your face. Why? 'Cause you'll come up swinging a 2,000-pound ball.
Oh, yeah.
So this Bud's for you, Wrecking Man, because anybody can build a building, but it takes a man with one giant ball to bring it down.
Mr. Wrecking Ball Operator.
J.J. Kane, the Queen of the Kings, streaming worldwide.
You know that I'm not an evil man. I must have got lost along the way. I call it human nature, both the good and bad. But baby, please just stay. Won't you just hold on? Hold on, baby, hold on to me. Won't you just hold on? Hold on. I'm not the same as him. But you spent hoping, left out on your own. Bleeding out was holding on. You're dancing on your own since you were 16 years old. But what we don't see, then we don't know. Won't you just hold on? Hold on, baby, hold on to me. Won't you just hold on? Hold on. He's not the same as me. Been made to feel for so long. I'm no good to no one. But babe, that ain't true, yeah. And no one else believes in me like you do. Hold on, hold on, and I'll be true, yeah. Hold on, and I'll be true, yeah. Won't you just hold on? Hold on, baby, hold on to me. Won't you just hold on? Hold on. I'm not an evil man. Won't you just hold on? Won't you just hold on? Won't you just hold on to me?
Hello there, my lovelies. Yes, welcome to this brand new show, Triple Shots on the Rocks. And today I am lucky enough to have the artist CRABB in the studio with me. So, without further ado, hello, CRABB. Who are you and what are you about?
Well, thanks for having me on the show, JJ.
Absolutely my pleasure. And tell us about yourself.
Okay, where to start? My name's Simon CRABB, CRABB with a double B.
I've taken note of that.
I'm a singer-songwriter with about 30 years experience.
That's an achievement in itself, my lovely.
So I guess that makes me a mature artist by today's standards. I grew up in the West Country, moved to the southeast of England 20 years ago, first Brighton, then London, and we finally settled in the Ashdown Forest near Forest Row with my wife Tanya and my two girls Emily and Penny.
Nice.
I've written songs for many artists over the years, and most notably over the past 20 years I worked with the eminent producer Steve Brown. Steve's best known for Wham's first album, the Cult's Love album, especially She Sells Sanctuary, which we might hear later on, legendary song. He did the Manic Street Preachers first album, many others as well. Great guy. And over that time, whilst working with Steve, I've written many of my own songs as well, and Steve was really pushing me to get those out as an album, or two or three, as is the case.
Right.
So we started working on English American, or New Old Stock, as Steve fondly called it. We started in 2019 through the pandemic and up until 2021, when sadly Steve passed away. So that really drove me to get the album out, not only for myself but also for Steve's memory, and for his family, Jackie, Max and Luke. Luckily Steve's best mate Steve Lillywhite picked up on the track order and gave some good sage advice, albeit remotely, and between me and Tim Hamill, the wonderful engineer that mixed English American and I work with on all my songs, we released the album on the 25th of January. So it's a long time in the making, but it charts my life over the last 20 or 30 years. It's massively important, a big deal for me, and for Steve and for Tim. So we hope you like it. In terms of influences, I'm really inspired by the likes of Neil Young, Tom Petty for sure. There's a bit of Scott Walker in there, but also I'm a 90s kid, so bands like Radiohead, Pearl Jam and Nirvana count for me. So I hope you like the album. This year we're working on album number 2 whilst we promote English American, so enjoy.
Well, as you know, I am going to be playing 6 of your tracks and 1 for the road. So I started off with Evil Man, and obviously that's taken from English American. So here we go with another 2 tracks back to back from CRABB. Thank you for joining me.
I'd like to believe you, others won't. If you raise your glass, I'll match you low. The dice are loaded, all are bust in a state of confusion. Love, no trust. Now speak of the boy who now sings, the man he remembers the years like the back of his hand. Our vigil is close, my heart is strong. Have we gone full circle? The journey was long. The hardest thing in life is just saying no when the chips are down. You got nowhere to go. A little white rabbit that sits on your shoulder tells you this time is different, this time you're better. But you're not. I never wanted to make you cry. Breaks my heart in two every time. It's just the way I don't know why. The from home. But what sort of life is a life without scars? The creak of the news, an innocent man. In his name we condemn, in his name we recount. An addict stands at the crossroads today. One road leads to love and the other decay. Now open your arms to love and to hate. Recognize all men are bound by fate. Believers in science and all men of faith. It's what we do with our life that counts, not what we take. I never wanted to make you cry. Breaks my heart in two every time. Just the way I don't know why. The years only let us down. No matter how, no matter how. I never wanted to make you cry. Breaks my heart in two every time. Just the way I don't know why. The years only let us down. No matter how, no matter how we try. The space between our eyes. I'd like to believe you, others won't. If you raise your glass, I'll match you low. What is left of you? Have I been lazy, forgetful, or cruel? And what has happened to me? Have I fallen in love with my own jealousy? Like two satellites in orbit round a star, I remembered making up. I held you in my arms. I was so in love with you, I hardly stopped to breathe. I won't forget you. Like Fairy and King Kong, your moon has reflect what is gone. But I'm struggling to hold onto that dream. Without you beside me, it means
Liz, as I said, this is a brand new show, Triple Shots on the Rocks, and today I have the artist CRABB. He's been in the studio with me, we've done a small recording, and I'm playing his Triple Shots from his album. And this one you might be familiar with because I've been playing it loads on my other shows. This is a Mykonos, taken from English American.
Subscribe now and rate and review on your favorite podcast platform.
These past 10 years, you've left me here. Silence my hope, broke the fall. Your heart and tears, so insincere. You started a fire for no reason. I don't know what you want, I don't know what you need, I don't know what you hope for if it can't be me. But you need to love me, you need to love me back.
Hey boy, you drink yourself to sleep each night. Tell me what you're trying to hide. I held you up when you fell down, my lonely heart and your broken crown. These scars don't heal in the morning light. I don't know what you want, I don't know what you need, I don't know what you hope for, but if it can't be me, then you need to love me, you need to love me back. You need to love me, you need to love me back.
For the grace of God, don't leave.
I stood in your shadow for longer than I need.
Well, I wanna love you, I just don't know how.
It's time I left you. The time is now.
I don't know what you want, I don't know what you need, I don't know what you hope for if it can't be me. I'm sorry if I disappoint you. Been trying so hard, but I still love you. But you need to love me,
You need to love me back.
but you need to love me,
You need to love me back.
but you need to love me, oh, you need to love me back.
Well, CRABB, this is fantastic. 10 years What an absolute stonker of a song. Do go and follow the links on the playlist on Mixcloud. I have Spotify. I have everything. Yeah, there is no way you can avoid the CRABB.
Let me listen, I sing you a song. To kill some time until the road winds on. The heart is broken when a heart's left cold. A stray dog never finds its way back home. Tell you my story. A handful of change for the guts and the glory. But nothing I do makes the slightest bit of difference. Cause the road keeps winding to the same old rhythm. Stop me now if you pray for forgiveness. Stop me now. Thought you were alone. Stop me now if you thought that you knew me. Stop me now if I let you down. Oh, stop me now. Oh, stop me now. I don't need your love, and I don't need your blame. I don't need the guilt, 'cause in the end you're the same. And I don't need your heart, 'cause I don't need the scar. I only let you down. Let me listen, I'll sing you a song. Kill some time until the road winds on. My heart is broken when a heart's left cold. Stop me straight down, never finds home. Knows he's master of the long cold storm. Rolls on like a rolling stone. Stop me. Let me listen, I'll sing you a song. Kill some time until the road winds on. My heart is broken when a heart's left cold. Just stop me.
Triple shots on the runs.
Hello, my lovelies. Yes, you are here with me, JJ Kane, and Simon CRABB, the artist. Now, Simon, this is where I'm going to do a bit of a Spanish Inquisition on you. I want to know, where did it all begin? What was your first instrument? You know, were you a child? Were you a young adult? Was it always there, or was it something you discovered later in life? There you go. I think that's enough from me. It's over to you, darling. Yes. No pressure, my love, no pressure.
I was probably about 15 when my mum and dad bought my first guitar. It was a black Strat copy, I remember. It was a Marlin Sidewinder. Awful thing, really. But I was pleased to bits with it. My dad actually pawned his golf clubs for the guitar and a cheap amplifier from the local second-hand shop once.
I love your dad.
In Plymouth. And I think it was his way. It was like a last-ditch attempt to get me from hanging around on the streets after school. Back then, of course, there was no internet or anything, so we just literally used to hang around and get up to no good. And I think he needed to focus me, and it did work. So thanks for that one, Dad. At the time, I remember I was really into heavy metal. Like a lot of kids are, I guess, a lot of boys are when they're sort of in their early teens. And so when I got the guitar, I learnt a few chords, formed a school band, which ended up being called Aftermath, which is quite a good name for a heavy metal band, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we initially called it, and I'm not making this up, we called it Atomic Kitten.
Oh my days.
Some of your listeners might chuckle at that one. But anyway, we did the school gigs. I remember learning Van Halen's Jump, Paranoid by Black Sabbath. I've got a video of it somewhere, actually. It's great. The guitar on me makes me look like a hobbit. It was so big. I was quite a small kid at school. And the singer, who I'm still friends with now, he was about 6'4", so we were a pretty odd bunch, really, Aftermath. But got us playing, within 6 months, picking up that guitar as in a band. Loved it. Have been doing it ever since. So thanks for that, Dad. I do think he used it as an excuse to go out and buy a set of golf clubs for himself. I don't think my mum was too happy about that, but it was a good story.
Oh, good old Dad, he sounds amazing. So Simon, tell me, what did your dad have to put up with in order for you to learn your instruments? We've all had those parents that say, go to your room, and then they wish they'd never told you that, because it's just a racket. What was yours?
I really look up to a lot of singer-songwriter guitarists, really. That's my bag. So probably top of the list is Tom Petty and Neil Young. I've got love those guys. Really, really like Eddie Vedder at the start of my music career and still now.
Right, yeah.
Just absolutely in awe of the guy, and love Pearl Jam, especially their early material. Chris Cornell and Soundgarden as well. Lucky enough to meet Chris Cornell once, which was an interesting story. And I really love, in terms of sort of more modern artists, I really love Jason Isbell. Blows me away. I've got eclectic tastes, and I really like that. So in terms of bands, for me, they range one end of the scale, the Allman Brothers, the Travelling Wilburys,
my favourite, yeah.
Super groups come. But the other end of the scale is Radiohead. Really love Radiohead. And Metallica. Absolute, I must have seen Metallica over 10 times. What a great band. So it is quite a wide range, but it is guitar orientated. It depends on what mood I'm in, really, music. I just really love well-written songs and certainly, good lyrics.
Falling into the dark. Just hold me forever in your heart. Just stop me from falling.
I'm just wondering, they did warn you that I am an awful flirt, didn't it? Sorry about this, darling, but I do fall in love with people, and I am a terrible flirt, so you really are my kind of man. And now it is time for your one for the road, my darling. And thank you for joining me, Simon CRABB. I'm playing you out with The Cult and She Sells Sanctuary. Massive thank you, Simon, for joining me. I'll talk to you soon, my darling. Oh, wasn't that sweet? He's gone now, he's gone. Oh, my lovelies, it has been an absolute pleasure having Simon CRABB on the show. I'm playing you out with his One for the Road. And what One for the Road it is, it's She Sells Sanctuary. Easy for him to say, by the Cult. And for the reasons I'm playing this, it is for Simon's thanks and gratitude and inspiration from people that he's worked with in the industry that led him to this particular producer. So if you want to be on Triple Shots of the Rocks, if you've got an album you want promoting on Mixcloud, streaming platforms, and exclusively on Radio, to get in touch with me. It's radio@quitegreat.co.uk, and you too can have an exclusive album presentation right here on Radio.
You're listening to Radio. It's so tasty, you'll be hooked on the sound.